Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are here for Love After Lockup, y'all. Season 5. We on episode 38, y'all. And they are titling this Hide and Seek. Normally, I retitle these videos, like my thumbnail said, Psychos, Liars, and Cheaters. But actually, you know what? They title not too bad this week because we definitely got some hide and seek going on with Christine and Julian. Christine got to seek out the truth when it comes to Julian, and she got to hide in that closet up in the room in the attic. He got her locked in the attic while he out here going to Starbucks all day trying to pretend like he going to work. And then we got Zariah, Psycho Zariah. I don't know if Zariah needs a functional medicine doctor to balance out her hormones, which I think she got a lot of hormonal issues. If she needs anger management classes or if she needs an exorcist. Probably all three. A functional medicine doctor, anger management classes, and an exorcist because she's off the chain. Did she call Troy in that room and tell him get in here? And was she laying hands on Troy, y'all? Was she laying hands on him? And then we got cheaters with Troy. Not Troy. We got cheaters with True. What's True doing for money? Just like that sister said. He said he going to the casino and he's slinging dice at the casino, playing craps or whatever. What else is he slinging? Is he slinging his dingling for money? Is he slinging drugs for money? I'm with that friend. Of Shante. How do you make your money? Because all these stops in a parking lot for 5 minutes. What you doing in 5 minutes in a parking lot meeting up with a woman? What you doing? What are you doing? And then we got Joey over here. He definitely a cheater because he's cheating on Ken with that money. He got a budget of $500. He go out and spend $2,200 talking about he doing something nice for himself. Ugh. It's a hot mess, law. So what we got? We got psychos, cheaters, liars. But let's get started. Let's get started with the psycho couple first, which is going to be Zariah. Troy only 3 days out of jail, y'all. He only 3 days out of jail. I know he feels like it's 333 days. He's like, damn, this is the longest 3 days of my life. I'd rather be in the hole in prison than to be where I am right now. Zariah is off the chain, y'all. She got to have a hormonal issue. This can't be the real Zariah. Is this really Zariah? This is crazy, y'all. The amount of screaming and yelling she was doing, she had me scared. She really had me scared. I mean, she didn't even notice that her titties was hanging out. Between her and the mama, they must have just got so comfortable with these cameras. They done forgot to put a shirt on, to zip up their jackets, whatever. They got titties hanging out. They don't... Woo, they are out of it. I don't know if the mama's high. She don't know what she's doing. I don't know if Zariah is, like I said, her emotions are all over the place. But Zariah is all over here mad because Yona, whatever her name is, Yona, she over here blabbing to the mom. What's the mom's name? Sharon. I think her name is Sharon. That Zariah cheated on Troy. Well, Troy, what's the saying? Once a cheater, always a cheater. Y'all got to remember how Troy and Zariah even got together. Remember, Zariah was with Troy's cellmate. That's who she was with in the beginning. And then the cellmate said, hey, here's my cellmate, and put up a picture or put Troy on the phone. Zariah all of a sudden said, yeah, I want him now instead of you. That's what Zariah did. Zariah traded her husband for the husband's cellmate, and that's how she got with Troy. So Troy can't be mad that Zariah stepped out on him again, because what we know about Zariah is she is a cheater. She likes to cheat. What they say, once a cheater, always a cheater. And now she's mad because everybody calling her out on it. Well, I'll tell Zariah this. Sometimes your message is good, but your delivery is bad. In one way, I understand what Zariah is mad about. What she's mad about is how the hell did Yanni find out that I cheated on you. That's what she's mad about. Not that she cheated, because what she said was Troy is over that already. What I want to know is how did Yanni know about it and why she bringing it up now? Well, she only could have found out two ways. She either found out from Troy telling his mama and the mama telling Yanni, or Troy telling Yanni directly. Either way, Zariah is hotter than fish grease, and her titties is all out. Her acne is flaring up. Her emotions are over the place, and I'm afraid she about to put hands on Troy. But like I said before, Troy got the patience of Job. I don't know what he learned in that prison. I don't know like what type of discipline, self-control he learned in that prison. But thank God he learned it. Because if Troy had not learned whatever it is he's invoking right now, there would be some serious violence going up in this house. And I mean a two-way violence, because I wouldn't be surprised if Zariah puts hands on Troy. I wouldn't be surprised. And hopefully he can duck and dive. Hopefully he can duck and dive. I'm not putting it past Zariah. Like I said, she's so out of control. I don't know if she needs anger management or if she needs an exorcist. She may need both. Because maybe that bishop and that first lady need to come over and lay some hands on Zariah, because a demon has taken over her body. Now, Zariah invited Sharon into the house. She done invited all this stress and strife in the house, and now she's mad because it's blowing up in her face. And she talking about, well, Troy gave me a clean start, so why y'all bringing it up? Well, they bringing it up. Yanni's bringing it up to make you look bad. We already know that. But Zariah, you got to learn some self-control, girl. You making yourself look even worse because you're already a cheater. Now you look like a cheater and a psycho. Both. A cheater and a psycho. That ain't a good look, Zariah. It's not a good look. She running around with her titties out, throwing rings on the floor, slamming doors, telling Troy to get the F out of my house. That's the first thing that Troy gonna have to do is correct that. They're gonna have to move into another apartment, because anytime Zariah gets mad at Troy, she gonna have that same old line: "Get the F out of my house. You ain't on my lease." So one of the first things Troy gonna have to do is he's gonna have to say, "We gotta move." He really should be running away from Zariah, but if he don't, they're gonna have to move, because Zariah is abusing her power here. Get the F out my house and take back your ring. And then, just like a psycho does normally, their head turns around on a swivel. She goes from telling him to get the F out my house to all of a sudden saying, get in here. Get your ass in here. Don't go, Troy. Troy, don't go in there. It's dangerous. Don't go in there. But he went in there and it went dark. And all we heard was more screaming and yelling. And I sure hope she didn't put no hands on him. But Zariah, girl, go get some help. Anger management, hormonal balance. Go to your church, go to your daddy, let him lay some hands on you. Put some holy water on you. Do something, Zariah, because right now you scaring folks. You scaring a whole lot of people. I'm so glad her son isn't there to witness this. And this can't be the first time Zariah has done this. This looks like a normal practice. Zariah needs help. She really does need help. The next person we're going to talk about that needs some help is over here, Shant and True. Like I said, the name of the show is Liars, Cheaters, and Psychos. So we're going to talk about Shante and True. What category do y'all think they fall into? Shante is lying about something when it comes to these babies. That's just for sure. I think she's pregnant because she looks pregnant. I don't think it's just because she ate a whole lot of chicken dinners. I don't think she gained all that weight just from eating a lot. I know she back to working in the fast food restaurant as a restaurant manager. One could say maybe she eating up all the food in the restaurant, but I think she pregnant for real. But I don't know if I believe the whole thing that she got twins. Because one thing I know about Shante is she embellishes a story to sort of rope True in all the time. So one of the things she does is like I said, Shante has a lot of pride and ego, and she butters the bread a lot. She puts a lot of sugar on stuff to lure True in. And one of the things True said was he really wanted twins. He always wanted twins, and Shante knew that. So I think Shante is pregnant, but I think what she put some butter on it and some sugar on it was to lure True back and tell True, I have twins. That was to lure him back to her hometown, wherever she is. I forget what the name of her town. That was. I don't think Shantae got twins because I think she got a baby though. I think she do got a baby in the bun, but in the oven. But I don't think that's why she didn't want to do that ultrasound, because the truth would be revealed. But like I said last episode, when Shantae told True, you can't sleep in the bed with me. You still not in my good graces. You can sleep on the couch. And I said, Shantae, you pregnant with his twins. He gonna be in that bed the next night. And I was wrong. I was wrong. He wasn't in bed the next night. He was in her bed the same night. Like I said, Shantae don't have no real boundaries. I keep saying Shantae act like she playing with the big joker, the little joker, the high cards. And she don't really have any boundaries. And Troy knows it. This is why Troy can't have all these girls, because what True knows is it doesn't really matter what he does, because Shantae's just going to talk, but she's not going to do nothing. So once again, that same night he was back in her bed, and then she said, oh yeah, it did feel good to have you laying in my bed. It felt good to have you laying in my bed. And just like that boundary went flat, then next thing you know, she decides she's going to get an ultrasound. And she says she wants to teach True a lesson. And she says, I'm going to teach you a lesson that you're not going to have access to me, and you're not going to have access to these babies because you're not acting right. So I'm going to go on in here to get this ultrasound to teach you a lesson that you don't get access to me and you don't get access to these babies. Just like I was teaching you that lesson about sleeping on the couch. But yeah, you came in that same night, but I'm going to teach you a new lesson. This is what Shantae said. I'm going to teach you a new lesson. And Troy sat out there and sat on that car, just like he sat on that futon. And Troy said, let me tell you something. This is going to be the first and last time you do this to me, Shantae, because I'm going to let you do what you want for now. But then later on, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to be in there. And she said, well, I'll see. Or no, he going to do what he wants to do, because just like you told him he's going to sleep on the futon, he came and did what he wanted to do. He climbed in your bed and you didn't put him out. So Troy said, yeah, I'm going to sit out here on this car, and I'm going to let you do this one time. But then later on, Shantae, I'm going to do what I want to do. Shantae said, that's up for me to decide. And she walks herself into that ultrasound. And she said, I'm here for my appointment to have the ultrasound for my twins. And she's sitting there talking about, ooh, it's lonely in here by myself. I don't really want to do this by myself. I really want to do it with True. But I don't want them to know that I really don't have no boundaries. I don't have no boundaries. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to lie. And I'm going to tell him I had the ultrasound, but I really didn't. Because the truth of the matter is, I really can't hold these boundaries. I got to let these boundaries down. I talk a good game. I talk like I'm playing with the high card, the high joker, and the low joker. But really all I got in my hand is a 9 and a 10, not even a jack. So she don't get no ultrasound. One is because I don't think she got no twins in there, because that was hype too. It was all hype. She ain't got twins. She got one baby up in there. One baby. That's fine. You got one baby, Shantae. Why can't you just say you have one baby? Like I said, Shantae act like she playing with the high joker. I got 2 babies in me, Troy. 2 of them. Both the jokers. The high joker and the low joker. But really, Shantae ain't got but one baby in there. And she didn't want the cameras to see she only got one baby. One baby. Shantae, girl, like I said, who's the psycho, who's the liar, and who's the cheater? And I'm going to say in this moment, we know that True is a cheater and Shantae's a liar. Pass it around. Pass the collection plate around. The collection plate of the psychos, the collection plate of the cheaters, and the collection plate of the liars. Pass it around. Troy put some money in the cheater pot and Shantae put some money in the liar pot. I think I remember last time True saying he had a son, but I didn't know he had a 15-year-old son that he's only seen one time. One time, True, where is your son? You need to go see your son. True had that baby young, very, very young, because he was in prison for 13 years. Remember, he went into prison at 17 years old, and he served 13 years, and he said he had a baby he's only seen one time, so he must have had that baby prior to 17, maybe 16 years old. And I don't know if that's what got him starting to try to rob banks or whatever he was doing to support the child, if that's what made him really get into the street life even more. But now that he got twins, wink, wink, coming, True gonna need to start worrying about money again. And Shantae's friend said, I need to grill you. What you do for money? What do you do for money? Because even though Shantae letting you off the hook because Shantae can't really draw no real boundaries, Shantae said, I really don't want True meet my family till he straightens up. And next thing you know, they playing charades. She ain't got no boundaries. Every time Shantae sets a boundary, she lowers the boundary and lets True it. She says, I really don't want you to get to know my family because I really don't know if you're going to be around and I don't want you getting close to my family. The next scene, he's over there with the family playing charades. Okay, Shantae. And then True says, I go to the casino. That's where I make my money. And that friend said, do you clock in and clock out? Do you get a W-2? No, Shantae, he don't get none of that. He ain't clocking in. He ain't clocking out. He ain't getting no W-2. What he's doing is he's speeding ahead of Shantae before they head on back to his hometown so he can get 10 minutes in the parking lot to meet some woman to do what? What are you doing in 10 minutes, True? That you have to outrun Shantae so you can make an extra pit stop. 10 minutes, what did you do? And why weren't the cameras allowed to show it? That's what I want to do. What was you doing that the cameras weren't allowed to show it? They racing back to his hometown because True got to see his PO, the one that he said he going to do whatever he wants to do. I'm not going to be listening to my parole officer. I'm going to do what I want. He's listening now because he's driving himself back there to meet with the parole officer. And he tells Shantae, I'm going to need you to come with me. And Shantae says, I'm not letting you run my life. True. I'm not going to be dropping everything for you. You irresponsible. You don't listen. You don't follow good direction. And she said, I'm drawing a boundary because I'm playing with the high joker and the low joker. And True said, well, I got to go back in the morning. And Shantae says, okay, well, I'll see if somebody can keep my kids. There go that boundary. I mean, really, what's the lifetime span of Shantae's boundary? What you guys think? About 30 minutes? How long does the boundary stay up for Shantae? About 30 minutes. All True got to do is come over and ask her once or twice, maybe give her a hug and a kiss, and Shantae's boundaries go shh. That's how she got pregnant. Remember, she was talking about she didn't want to have no sex too soon before True got out of jail, and she was sexing up for 3 and 4 hours on that first night, and she got pregnant and got twins. Wink, wink. Don't twins run in the family? Are there twins in Shantae's family or True's family? That should be one sign right there. If they ain't got no twins in their family, then Shantae ain't pregnant with no twins. She got one person, but once again, she got to put a whole lot of butter on her toast and a whole lot of sugar in her coffee to sweeten it up. True dropped a bomb on her and told her, listen, I may not even be here for the next ultrasound because I might be back in jail or on house arrest, one of the two, because I ain't been listening to my parole officer. I ain't living where I was supposed to have been living because I was over here making money off of women, living off women. Like I said, True slinging something. He doing more than slinging those dice at the craps table in the casino. He's either slinging that ding-a-ling or he's slinging something else. I don't know. Boosting, selling clothes, slinging drugs, slinging his ding-a-ling. How else you make money out on the streets? But one thing that Shantae told the truth about was she said that True got deeper issues that he needs to fix to make him a better man. He does have deeper issues, Shantae. He got deeper issues. And I don't know why you didn't see him from the beginning. And the problem with Shantae is she don't realize she got deep issues too. And what Shantae was hoping for was what she said, that True used to be very soft-spoken and he didn't talk back. That's what Shantae really wanted. She wanted a soft-spoken man that didn't talk back. That's what she wanted because Shantae likes to boss people around, be in control, and tell everybody what to do, even though she's not really a good decision maker. That's the thing about it. Shantae want to be in charge, but she's really not a good decision maker. But that's who she wanted in True, and True ain't coming out to be that person. And she said, but when he was soft-spoken, and he was listening to everything she was saying and not talking back, he was the perfect guy. She told the truth. She told the truth of what she really wants. That's what she really wants. And what she's disappointed in is that's not what she's getting. And she said, and now she realizes it may not work out. It might not work out because she really can't control True. Girl, you stuck with him now. Whether or not it works out or not, you stuck with him now because you about to have his baby. You about to have his baby. And you better try to make it work. And I guess you just going to be in some type of, I don't know, what, sister-wife relationship. Because True already said he going to keep multiple women. He said, I'm going to talk to multiple women. He said if he does have twins, he wants to call them True and the Truth. Because he said, I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. But he was lying over there talking about, I got lost. I got off the wrong exit. He got off on the right exit. He knew just where he was going to meet that woman in the parking lot to do something. What's he doing, y'all? I'm going to need your help down in the comments because right now I have no idea what True was doing in that parking lot. Was he slinging ding-a-ling? Was he slinging drugs? Or was he... what was he doing for 10 minutes that the cameras couldn't show? And the other liar we got on our hands is Julian. Over here changing clothes in the car, having interviews in the car. Telling Christine she gotta live up in the closet for 3 days straight, slipping her food and water underneath the door. And Christine talking about, I can't run around my house. Christine ain't like Troy. Christine is saying, this is my house too. This is my house too. You can't just be treating me any kind of way. I got tenant rights. I got tenant rights. That's right, Christine. Speak up for yourself. Christine said she went and got her a job. She said, I got me a job. I'm working at a bar. I'm an alcoholic. I have a problem with alcohol, but I got me a bar. I got me a job in a bar serving drinks. And I got rights. I got tenant rights. You just can't keep me locked up here in the closet. Julian about to lose custody of them kids because he got a bad situation all the way around. He got a girlfriend locked in the closet. He got a wife that's mad that he's dating a felon, a bank robber. And he lost his job, so pretty soon he's not going to be able to pay child support, rent, and he ain't going to be able to pay the lawyers for Christine. He in a bad spot. A bad spot. He said, Christine, you ungrateful. You so ungrateful for all the stuff I've done, all the money I spent on you. And Christine was over there singing Janet Jackson song, well, what have you done for me lately? Because right now you ain't paying for none of my lawyers, and I'm trapped in the closet. So who cares about how much money you spent on me when I was in prison? What have you done for me lately? Julian, what have you done for me lately? Because I ain't happy. I got lawyers that's not paid. I got to go to work every day and I'm trapped in the closet. This ain't what I wanted when I came out of prison. That's what Christine is saying. And Christine over here at work spilling all her business to all the co-workers. She telling everything on the job. Everything. Christine can't control her mouth just like she can't control this twitching. Neither one. She ain't got control over her mouth. Both. What comes out of it and the way it moves. Nothing. She done lost control over her whole body. Because she over here telling them co-workers everything. And telling Julian, I'm going with my friends after work to have a drink. Girl, you don't need to be having no drinks at all. Y'all gonna need every bit of your paycheck. You can't spend none of your money going out, Christine. Julian is going broke and he ain't got no job. He gonna need every bit of it. Every bit of it. He said he only got 2 to 3 months worth of severance, and after that, it's gonna be out. He's gonna be all out. He has not saved no money because he been spending all this money on you while you was in prison. He ain't got no money saved. Nothing. The minute Julian's money is gone, Christine gonna be gone too. The minute his money is gone, she gonna be gone too. She gonna break out of that closet, that upstairs bedroom, and she gonna be gone. You see, she ain't even really unpacked. You see her bedroom, she's still living out of a suitcase and her stuff is still in totes. She ain't unpacked. She ain't got comfortable at all because Christine is practicing her getaway. Just like she was practicing her getaway when she was doing them bank robberies, she practicing her getaway from Julian because right now she telling Julian, you ain't living up to your promises. And this ain't what I signed up for. Christine is like, you may be good at going downtown, and licking the kitty cat real well. But if you broke Julian, that ain't going to be enough. That is not going to be enough. But Julian is hopeful he going to find a job. That's good. And the other person who needs to find a job is Joey. Joey need to find a job too. And Kim is hotter than fish grease. I told y'all what Kim wanted from Joey. What Kim wanted from Joey is for Joey to take care of those kids. And that's exactly what it's turning out to be. What she's asking Joey to do, get the kids ready for school, feed the kids, lunch, dinner, bathe them, everything, read them bedtime stories at night, everything. Kim will go work, and Joey, you can't spend all this money. That's what Kim really wanted. See, here's the problem with all these people on the outside with the prisoners. These people on the outside already had an expectation of these prisoners. The problem is they never shared their expectation with the prisoners. They lured the prisoners in too. The prisoners were tricking the people on the outside, but the people on the outside was tricking the prisoners too. And what Joey didn't realize with Kim was that Kim needed a babysitter. She really wanted a nanny. That's what she really wanted, a nanny. And she trying to make Joey a nanny. That's the only reason why Kim bought Joey a car, was so that Joey could take the kids to and from school, pick the kids up. That's the real reason, because Kim knows she got to work. She got to be at work. She got to be at work. So I'm going to need you to pick the kids up from school, get them ready, do their lunches, do the bath, do the story time. I'll go out and make some money, and then, but you can't really spend no money. That's really what Kim wants to do. And what Joey's doing is he's making all these microwave dinners for the kids. Joey can cook anything in the microwave. I've seen that already. He cooking steak in the microwave. He cooking baked potatoes in the microwave. Joey, you need to make a cookbook on how to cook any and everything in the microwave, because that microwave be on 24/7 when Joey's cooking. And he said, I'm doing all this work for you, Kim. I deserve something for myself. And he went out and bought him $2,200 rims and tires. Kim is hotter than fish grease. She said you had a $500 budget to get some tires. First of all, why did the car need tires when y'all just bought the car? Didn't the car come with some good tires on it? Dang, Kim, why you buy a car already with bald tires so you had to go out immediately and buy tires? That I don't understand. But anyway, you give him a $500 budget and he come away with $2,200 rims and tires. So she said, why you need rims to take kids to school? Girl, why would you give that man your debit card? The first time you let him go into a store with your debit card, he spent $300 on some toys. Now you let him loose with your debit card, he spent $2,200. Girl, when you gonna learn? When are you gonna learn, Kim? Joey's a user. He's a user. So when I was talking about psychos, cheaters, and liars, Joey's a liar, and he about to be a cheater too, because he gonna cheat on Kim. He gonna cheat on Kim. I see it coming already. Joey said he got an HVAC certification. You know how much money HVAC people can make? So he looked like he got some ability, have some skills. So I really don't know why Joey can't get no job. He needs to get a job, but he don't want to get a job. He really does want to live up underneath Kim, but he wants to be able to spend like he a house husband. That's what Joey trying to be, a house husband. A microwave house husband. Now he over here cheating with other women in the text messages, talking to his ex, the one that abandoned him. But he says, now I need to get some closure with my ex. He down a slippery road, slippery road. Kim over here talking about you spent $2,200 on some rims. We could have used that money for my wedding dress and a wedding. And Joey said, I don't give no F about that. He looked that woman dead in her eyes and said, that's for you. That's not for me. I need something for myself. And what I needed for myself was these rims. Because I don't need no wedding dress and I don't need no wedding. We can go right down to the courthouse. And Kim looked at him and said, really? This is what I'm working with? Yeah, girl, this is what you working with. This is what you working with. Joey said, that party ain't for me. That's for you. These rims, though, these rims is for me. These rims are for me. What you gonna do, Kim? Because at this point in time, you better off hiring you a nanny. If you spending $2,200 in one day on Joey for some rims, and who else know what he's gonna buy, girl, you can get a nanny. You can get a nanny for that amount. You can get a nanny for that amount. You might as well let him go and go on ahead and stop being cheap and hire you a nanny, because you're not getting no cheap prison labor. Kim over here thought she was going to get some cheap labor, and Joey coming home, taking care of her kids. Girl, no. You might as well go ahead and hire you a real nanny, a real one. And the other person talking about he can't find no job is Arthur. Arthur said, you know how hard it is finding a job out here as an ex-felon with a triangle on his head. Arthur, you're going to have to get rid of the triangle. Ain't nobody going to hire you with no triangle on their head. The only type of job you can do, Arthur, with a triangle on your head is a phone job where nobody sees you. That's it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's off-putting. Don't nobody want to look at that. They will be afraid that triangle is sucking their soul out of them. I know if you was at a grocery store, I wouldn't get in your line. I wouldn't, Arthur. I would not get in your line if you have a triangle on your head. Arthur telling the truth about how hard it is for these ex-cons to get jobs out here. He said he done put in 113 applications. Well, maybe he need to do what Christine does. Go to a bar. Go to somewhere. But I tell you right now, you better get some makeup, some concealer, some foundation, and put it over that triangle on your head. Like we said, we're still trying to figure out what the triangle means. We need to know, Arthur, what does the triangle mean? Because when Hope gave you that money to get that tattoo in prison, get her name tattooed on you, you didn't get her name. Maybe you didn't get her name because you didn't want nobody to know you had a woman's name on you. I don't know. But then instead what you got was a rose. A rose, Arthur. You got a rose. You got a rose. Or maybe you got that triangle. Which one? I have no idea. But the last episode, Arthur was having a nervous breakdown, but Arthur said, I'm getting it together. I got me a therapist. Thank you, Arthur. Very, very good. He said, I ain't got no job yet, but I got me a therapist, and I'm going to reconnect with my faith, my Muslim faith. So they went over there to the mosque or the community center, whatever you want to call it. And he said, I need to get back to my roots. My father was a Muslim. That was how I was raised. I want to get back with that. And he got Hope to go with him to cover up. She had to cover it up, y'all. But she couldn't cover up that pink hair. But she did her best. She covered up. She went in there all covered up. And he said, I need to get centered. I need some peace in my life. Let me go over here and pray to Allah. And then she got a little lesson about the Muslim religion from the other young lady over there and said, you know what, in our culture, you know what, the woman shouldn't be paying all these bills. She shouldn't be paying no bills. And if she works, then all her money goes to her. I heard this when I was in Dubai. You know, when I was in Dubai, I talked to a lot of people in the culture. And it was so interesting because we would have these conversations about the difference in the Muslim community. And they were saying that, yeah, you know, some women can work outside of the home. Women did. You saw them working. But any money that they made, the men couldn't touch none of it. It had to be all for the woman. And then the other thing about it, I said, well, what about the ability to have multiple wives? And there was this little caveat, y'all. The caveat was, yeah, it is true that they can have multiple wives in that religion. But the caveat is that man has to be able to provide for those multiple women. That knocks a whole lot of men out. He said, yeah, you know, you got to get approved to have multiple wives. I think you got to get approved. You just can't have multiple wives. You got to be approved to have them. And one of the ways you get approved is you got to show that you can equally provide the same lifestyle for each woman. And if you cannot prove that you got the money to provide for every single woman, you can only have one wife. So there you go, women. There you go. Women, it's really in our power to stop all these men from cheating. Because if we just adopted the rules of the Muslim culture and said, hey, you can have as many girlfriends as you want, men. You can have as many wives as you want. But the rule has to be that you have to equally provide for all those girlfriends and all those wives. All this cheating will be cut off because most men can't even hardly provide for one wife, let alone multiple ones. They can't even provide for a girlfriend. That's why a lot of these side chicks is working for free because most men really can't afford to have a wife and a side chick. So most of the work, most of the stuff the side chick is doing for the husband is for free. She working for free, or she working for pennies on the dollar, because he ain't got enough money to be paying for a wife, kids, and a side chick or another wife. She doing all that stuff for free or for pennies on the dollar. She probably only making $3 an hour. When she add up all the hard work she doing for that man and she the side chick, she working for $3 an hour or for free. I guarantee you, because most men do not make enough money to really be paying for no side chicks, no extra wives, or nothing. So there you go, ladies. If you want to stop being with a man who's cheating, make them pay. Make them pay. So that part right there, Hope loved that part of the relationship. Ooh, I like that part. I like that part. But then the woman said, yeah, but you got to listen to everything he says. She was like, oh, wait a minute. I like the money part where they got to pay all the bills and the money I make is my money. But then the other part became, yeah, but you got to listen and do what everything he says. That's why a lot of women don't want to be it. There you go, women. That's the deal you got to take. He pays all the bills. You get to keep the money you want to keep, but then he get the final say in the house. You got to do what he says. What deal do you want, ladies? Do you want the independence to work and then you got to do 50-50, or you got to put money in? Or do you want to be able that he makes the money and he gets the final say? Don't mean you don't get to voice your opinion. Maybe you do, but when he says he's tired of hearing your opinion, you got to go like this. You got to be quiet. Which deal do you want? Do you want to be able to talk and have a final say? Or do you want to be like this and have all your bills paid? I don't know. Which deal do you want? But Arthur said the devil be talking to him, whispering in his head, talking about you got to go out in the street and you got to make money. Like I said, we heard a little thing went down with Arthur with a gun and Hope, after they stopped filming all this. I hope the devil wasn't whispering in his head then. Arthur's kind of dangerous to be around. If somebody tells you the devil is whispering and I hear his voice, you run the other way. That ain't nobody you want to be in a relationship with, because at any moment you don't know what the devil's going to tell him to do. And you really don't want to be around nobody where the devil is whispering to them and they listen to the devil. You really don't want to be nowhere around that. Especially we find out that Hope has had her own trauma, that she was victimized as a child in the church. And she said it went on for a whole year by a family friend when she was as young as 11 years old. So Hope got her own issues, her own trauma that she's going around. And that was a sad story to hear. I'm sorry to hear that story, but Hope probably also needs a little bit of therapy if that is really what went on in her life. And I'm not for sure right now these two should be together. So I guess they're not together no more, according to what people was telling me out in the streets. So that's probably a good thing. But another appealing thing to Hope was about the idea that the way within the Muslim culture that the women dress all covered up so they're not overly sexualized. And that was one thing a lot of the women mentioned, when I was in Dubai. It's a level playing field, because think about it, y'all. If all the women are covered up, it's a level playing field. It ain't about who got the better body, who got this, who got that, whose makeup is fly, who looks good. It really isn't, because you walk through it. Every woman looks alike. Every woman's covered up. She's not adorned. It's just, it removes all of it. Women ain't got to think about what they want to wear. It's easy to get dressed in the morning. You ain't got to think about it. I don't know. It may be for some people. It really may be for some people. But as soon as they left that mosque or that community center, Hope went right back to dressing the way she was before. And Arthur went right back to telling her, girl, you look good. Your body look good. I mean, the very next scene, Hope was showing all her skin short. She had on her shorts, her little tank top. And then Arthur was right over there looking at her up and down, talking about, you look good, girl. I guess that was the devil whispering to him again. It didn't last long, y'all. It didn't last long. But Hope is hoping that Arthur is going to get down on one knee and to propose to her. And Arthur said, that ain't coming no time soon. I ain't getting down on one knee. I'm not proposing because I don't even know if I really want to marry you. Woo! Hope's hair is going to turn from pink to red because I know she hot. Her pink hair gonna turn to red hair because I know she hot when she said, wait a minute, I done waited all this time, spent all this money on you, and you not gonna give me no real proposal. And he said, not only am I not gonna get down on one knee and propose to you, I don't even know if I want to marry you. Arthur said, why would he want to give himself to Hope when Hope is keeping him a secret? He said, when I was in prison, my partner branded me with a triangle, but out here you trying to keep me a secret. I wasn't no secret in prison. Okay. But that shirt Arthur had on was cute. That shirt Arthur had on was real cute. It was cute when they went to the sewing class and he made that purse. That was real cute. Okay, Arthur and Hope, do your thing. Do your thing. But that's it, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.